What's good, y'all? Let's make sense of it. We are back for another week, and not just back for another week. It is a new year.
It is 2023, and we made it.
Yeah, we made
the
it.
threshold. Look at that.
Happy New Year.
Happy motherfucking New Year.
Like we always say, I know I had a freeze there right there. Like we always say.
That's Vince. I'm Ash.
No, you didn't say the intro.
Oh, I'm sorry. The truth you don't want, but you definitely need
Oh
it.
man, but you definitely need it. I go by the bull Vince.
And I'm Ash.
We're back again. Man, like always, follow us on Instagram. Let's make sense of it _. Let's make sense of it _ If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you follow or you subscribe. Let's make sense of it. Make sure you subscribe. And if you are listening to us on any of your listening platforms, make sure you subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Before we get started,
Shout out to our sponsors.
shout out to Love Jones Wine. Love Jones Wine. Let me tell you about Love Jones Wine. Love Jones Wine is 100% organic, 50% alcohol with floral notes, lavender, and organic Caribbean rum as the base. Now, Love Jones Wine is a refreshing and sophisticated taste of organic wine, Caribbean rum, and freshly picked fruits that will satisfy every need. Now, Love Jones Wine, they have their signature white, their signature red, their signature rosé. They have the Love Jones Sangria. They have the watermelon splash. They also have, they sell it in 3-packs, selling in 4-packs. So you can go ahead and just get all of the good stuff.
Order it.
Definitely. So go to lovejoneswine.com and use their promo code SENSE. That's SENSE. Lovejoneswine.com. Promo code SENSE. That is our promo code to get you a discount. Love Jones Wine, a cocktail made for you.
It's a gift for everybody. Your mama, your grandma, your
Definitely.
aunt. This is a whole party. Your girls' night, you need Love Jones Wine. I'm trying to tell y'all. For real.
Definitely. Get you some, you know what I'm saying? Get you some Love Jones Wine. Get you all of that good stuff. Now, we are back. You know what I'm saying? A little rusty. It's cool. We on one. A little rusty. It's cool. But, so we're back this week. So we gonna get right into it. I don't even know. I think the topic of the show is going to how would I put it? It will kind of go as the show goes. So I think we're gonna go that way. So let's start off this way. I'm gonna get right to it. Is a woman only as valuable as her past? Let's start it off that way.
Come out swinging.
Come out swinging.
You come out swinging. I don't like that.
Come out swinging. So is a woman only as valuable as her past?
No. Like who can't? I don't know who came up with that anyway. I mean, it was a man who said it, but I mean, why would she only be as valuable as her past? Like I'm not understanding. So, like, are we saying like she was a prostitute? Or are we saying like, you know, she got 6 kids and 4 baby daddies? Like, I'm not understanding why her past. Like, if her past isn't directly affecting her life right now, like I would say in a bad way, then why should her past like really matter to you?
I mean, you can say that, true, but then it'll be some people out here that they judge others off of their past. Not saying that it's supposed to be right or anything, but there is people out here that judge them off of their past. Like, it might be a guy, they might come across a woman, and they like, dang, she got 4 kids. Like you said, she got 4 kids, 4 different baby daddies. They like, are you really ready for commitment? Are you really something I can take seriously? It might not be fair to her, but that's what he might ask.
I mean, I don't think it even comes to, I think guys be like, they'll get, like, especially now, like, if you 35 and you asking somebody, like, how many bodies they got, I think you're a weirdo, like, in all actuality. Like, if I told you I had 2 sexual partners in my entire lifetime, you think I'd be lying. But that can be the absolute truth. Am I right? Yes, I'm right. Now, I can tell you that I slept with 16 motherfuckers in my entire lifetime, and you'll be like, damn, that's a lot, and da-da-da. But in all actuality, either you slept with probably more or the same amount.
True. But body count don't matter, but when you got all these babies, but you got
mattering.
4... Baby daddies matter.
How do baby daddies matter?
Because how you got 4 baby daddies?
You got 4 baby daddies.
Like, you didn't even find, you just, every time you slept with this, like, these 4 people, you just.
So I'm saying that a guy's value, like, his value is not based on his past in the same sense. Like, we're going to say, like Courtney Wayne got, like, how many kids? And how many baby moms?
True. But what if it's a guy?
Nick Cannon is just procreating. He is literally using his sperm in a fucking water gun.
But
like it ain't
that
nothing.
just kind of answered the question. These chicks don't care. Some of these chicks double backing.
I mean, yeah, and I don't understand why. But then some of them are coming out and saying like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm technically now like you're a single parent. But I'm saying nobody's past unless you were like a murderer. Or like you were a serial killer or something like that. You just randomly decided to stop. I don't know. or you was doing some off the wall shit, then it's like, okay. But when a man says that a woman's value is only based on her past, it's only bringing up her sexuality. It's only bringing up whatever she did sexually. It's not bringing up anything else. It's bringing up what she did sexually. So whether she has multiple kids, whether she's had too many sexual partners to his standard, or whatever the case may be, it's just like that's what you're basing it off of. Because it's like, am I dirty because of it?
Is it necessarily just the sexual past though?
What else would it be?
Comes to value?
If you're talking about her past, what else would it be?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I guess you're right. It probably would be something sexual unless they heard like some things about it. But most of the time, if you heard some things, it's probably sexual.
It's probably sexual. You either hear it like you start talking to somebody new, and all of a sudden everybody got 50 different stories, and they come out of the woodwork like, well, I heard she was doing such and such, and it's always sexual. I heard she sucked his dick. I heard she slept with him. I heard she was talking to this dude. I heard she did this, and it's just like, why are you basing all of your cards off of multiple people telling you something instead of actually asking that person straight up like, hey, is this true, yada yada yada? But some of y'all just be running with that shit, and you automatically start to label a lot of these women, and sometimes it's men too. Some women label men automatically. It's just like, you see him, you see that maybe he's around a lot of females. Sometimes he done dabbed in a couple of them females he around, and then sometimes it's just like, that's just the people he's around, and he may not have touched not one of those females. And it's just like, be honest and ask the person. Like, if they gaslight you, if they lie to you, then either you'll find out right then and there or down the line. Right. But like, assuming something is worse.
True.
But you want to say something?
No. Can somebody? All right, so. Because I see this a lot. Somebody might say they don't want to date somebody that has kids, right? Like, would that be considered just the standard they have, or that's just something they look at it like they have kids, they don't want to deal with what comes with somebody who already has kids?
I mean, it can be both. It can be a standard, like you might want somebody that also doesn't have kids, so when you get with them, y'all create your own family. So you don't want to deal with the extras because you don't know what type of mother to their kids that he has. So it's just like, or like what type of baby father she has, because you don't know what type of drama it is, because sometimes they be lying. I'm no longer dealing with my kid's dad or my kid's mom, and it's just like, all right, well, something is wrong, because why is they always angry?
But could they be possibly missing out on a good person that way? Because if people always say they don't want to deal with somebody that doesn't have kids, but at least the person that has kids, how they're going to be when they have kids. They taking care of their kids. You could come along with somebody that don't have kids. They might have a kid with you and then just dip out.
I mean, it's both. It can be true or not. But you can deal with somebody that has kids and you be like, oh, they look really good while they're dealing with their kids. And then you have a kid and it's not the same.
But you think it would be the same, though.
You would think it would be the same, but it may not be the same.
Because you can't set a standard you don't follow.
Yeah.
So you got kids, you trying to say, oh, I ain't dating nobody else with kids.
Yeah, that's it.
But there are people that are like that too. They don't want to date anybody else with kids because they have their own.
Because they have their own. That's a little selfish.
I mean, it is
a little selfish. So you just.
But that's when it comes to your preference. It's just like, are you like, how are you dating? Like, you already had your kids and you just like, maybe you had a boy and a girl. You done. You don't want more. So you just like, I'm not trying to date somebody else with kids. Maybe I want to date somebody that kind of doesn't want to have their own, but they're okay being a step parent.
What would you tell the person's one person come in having one kid, they might have a boy, the other one might have a girl, and the one person they want to have a joint kid together, but their spouse doesn't want to have it. How would they go about that situation?
You shouldn't be with them for too long.
You think so?
Yeah. If you have kids and you want to have another kid, but the person that you're with doesn't want to have a kid,
right? Like, what if they want to have, the one person wants to have a kid together, but the other one's like, no, I'm good. I got one. You got one. We good.
Y'all can't.
That's it? You don't think the relationship will work?
No.
No?
Because there's no compromise in there. I don't want to have the kid. So what else are we going to do? Unless they compromise, unless they say like, oh, we can adopt.
Well, at that point, it's the same thing, though. They don't want to have kids, so I'm guessing they don't want to have another kid at all. So there's no need to adopt.
But you always got to listen to the context of what they're saying. Are they saying, I don't want another kid at all, or I don't want to carry another kid? Some people don't want to go through pregnancy again. They'll have a kid, but I don't want to carry it. I don't want to do that. So surrogacy, adoption, you know, all that good stuff.
All right. Yeah, this. Exposing exes after a breakup. Man, let's get in that. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's weird when people do that and it's just like, oh, we never went on dates. I always had to pay for shit. I always had to do this, and it's just like
that's not exposing.
If we come out and
what was considered exposing?
I think exposing is any fucking thing that you didn't tell the world.
So some of these relationships they never even told to the world, so they didn't even know when they broke up.
So what you gonna say? Like, so all right, and what's exposing? Are you about to say that like they did some dirty shit?
I did some shit that I was young, but I felt like this was like top of the line. Like, you damn, that's fucked up type shit. So I'm the king of petty. Okay. Not petty anymore.
Petty king.
Not petty anymore, but I'm the king of petty. Mm-hmm. So I probably like early. It's like I was like 20. I was like 20 years old. Had an ex. And she's bisexual. Mm-hmm. Did everybody know? Nah. Not really. So we had a bad breakup, and you know what I'm saying, we on the same phone plan. She like basically left me on the phone plan by myself with the phone still being paid off. Ooh. So I was like being backed up on phone payments. My phone got shut off. So I'm like, damn, bro, that's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then she ended up blocking me once I found a new number. Like, yo, let me get that phone back. She was trying to cut all communication. So I said, all right, cool. So we broke up, but it was like one of those, like, you still talking to somebody, but once it got to that point, she ended up talking to a whole new person. It's like literally a month after a breakup. Dang. A month. Talking to a whole new person. We still follow each other on Instagram, and I'm in my head like, damn, you blocked me from contacting you, but still follow you on Instagram. She pop out with somebody. Everybody hit me up like, yo, what's going on? Like when did y'all break up? I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I couldn't tell you, bro. Right. I couldn't tell you. I think maybe the next day, I screenshot everything, and I sent it to her mom.
Oh, man. Not to the mom.
Whoa, hold on. But the way I outed her was, it was a dyke. Her mom is religious.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I outed her sexuality out to her mom.
Damn.
You're a foul.
Not my proudest moment.
That was revenge.
Yeah, right to mom with it. Damn.
A lot of people didn't know that shit though. Like,
mom knew. Once mom knew, everybody knew. Yeah, it was right. Once mom knew, you know, she was telling everybody. She was trying to treat her like what's that show? Raising Canaan when the mom tried to turn. Yeah, that's what it was on some shit. That exposing extra shit though, that shit, I think that's like a more of a once the social media came out, that's more of a new age thing, because before I don't think the exposing X thing, it was.
If you ain't know, you ain't know.
Yeah, you ain't know. Unless you like lived on a block or something, and you see people, you see somebody's fucking shit getting thrown out the window or on the lawn somewhere. That's the only reason you knew some shit was going on. But social media nowadays, you won't only get exposed. They'll take it to a whole nother level that they done brought somebody else into it. Now they like, oh, I catch a stray. Now that person that caught a stray. Yeah. Now that person that caught a stray, he's like, oh, like what the? Because some of the shit you see on social media, you be like, why? You be like, why?
I don't know why you would put that out there, because it make you look like a weirdo.
They be like, I'm cool taking the L.
You was dirty.
Like, take your L's on private. Like, you was dirty. You only wash your ass twice a week. Like, bro.
The one that chicks always hit it with, a little dick nigga. It be like, first of all, you was
sucking that little dick, wasn't you? So I'm not understanding why you exposing it now.
You was this, you was that, and it's just like I don't know. The exposure thing. It's let's leave that in the past, please. Let's not put y'all business on social, because you know who does that a lot. A lot of celebrities do that a lot now. Like especially a lot of the 90s kids growing up now. They start to put stuff online. They start to almost like a pushback towards the older people now. I've noticed that a lot lately, especially the last couple months.
I find it weird anyway, for the people that expose, like for the people that's like out now trying to expose like what's going on with celebrities, and like, you know, the backstories, and this person's gay, and this would happen, and this person was, you know, mistreated, and it's just like, y'all knew all this shit when it was happening. Why are we learning about it in 2022? This shit happened in 1995.
They probably was. The culture back then was a lot different. I started to learn. Like, they got away with there was a lot of shit, wild shit going on back then. I
don't think that shit changed. They're still doing the same shit. It's just people, when you no longer are benefiting from that shit, now all of a sudden you want to come out and expose it. And it's just like, you gonna have 50 bestsellers of everybody telling their truth and lies of Hollywood or my truth and lies of this record label, and it's just like, okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's exposing your ex is like I think that's a bad look, especially when it comes to like you're gonna get a new relationship and somebody gonna see it like, man, this how you did them when you was with them for this long. Just imagine if we was together. I don't know. That's a major like red. It should be a red flag. Personally,
I'll take my L's in private. Thank you.
People don't know how to take L's in private. Everything got to be
private.
known to the world, and then once it's known to the world, they get mad because it's known to the world. Like, you the one that put it known to the world.
We broke up. That's all you need to know. I'm back on the market. I am single. That's all you need to know.
All right. So what's your thoughts on that though? When people say like when they make it known that they single online.
It'd be girls that fresh out of breakup. I feel like girls who are newly single always want to make it known that they're single.
Yeah, why is that?
You asking me? I don't fucking know.
You're a girl.
Yeah,
I don't know
girlfriends.
You don't need me to know. I don't expose when I'm newly single.
But I'm asking, why do women do it?
I don't fucking know. That's beyond me.
You want to know what girls do? They real tactical. They'll even if they don't expose that they single, they'll put out like a crazy pic that they don't never post ever. It be like,
now you know.
That shit like,
damn.
She posted a fire pic. Oh yeah, let me slide in the DMs because she ain't posting that.
There you go. That's how you supposed to do. I don't need to announce if I broke up with somebody. Like, you no longer see me posting this motherfucker. You haven't seen me post him in a minute, and everything I'm posting is either I'm out, I'm doing this, or whatever the case may be. Like, what kind of, like, you seeing more freedom than what it was in the relationship. So not particularly freedom, but you see me going out more, right. And I'm not, this ain't a lovey-dovey thing anymore. So now it's just me.
All right, so why? Actually, this question off of that. Why do specifically women, when it comes to a breakup, and it always comes back to I'm focusing on myself, I'm going to work on myself, I'm going to do all of this on myself. Where was this when they was in a relationship? Why does it take for them to break up to say, I need to focus on myself, I need to focus on my mental health, I need to focus on this and that? Why does it take for a breakup for that to all come out?
Again, keep it to yourself.
Why is that always the case?
I never understood why you needed to announce after a breakup or after you went through something with someone that you thought it was going to be, you thought it was going to be it, and it wasn't it.
Right.
There's no reason for you to announce to the world, or it's always on social media. Announce to the world that, hey, I'm focusing on myself. That wasn't for me. I need to do better. I need to focus on my mental health. I need to take a break. I need to do this. Like, all of these things you knew while you were going through that turmoil with that person or in that situation. You knew all of this shit at that moment. There's no need to announce it now that it's officially over or it's done. Just do it. Like, do it.
The one is like, I gotta focus on myself. I gotta focus on my kids. I be thinking to myself,
my kids is my world. They should have been. They wasn't your world
when you was with this. How in deep were you that you didn't know that all of a sudden now everything got to change? Now you want to get back in the gym. Now you want to do all this shit that you said you were supposed to been do. You think the guy was holding her back, or she was holding herself back?
Sometimes people be comfortable in relationships, so a lot of the shit they don't do, like especially if you like happy, you got that thing called happy weight, and you start to areas that wasn't filling out before is a little bit more fuller. So, those things happen, but in your relationship, you should always be an individual. Like, if your relationship consumes you to the point that you can only do this, you can only do the things that you want to do to better yourself after it's over, then that's a problem. Then that means in that relationship, you lost your individuality. And that's just became your whole persona, is that you were in a relationship or you were married. So your mental health, your physical health, all your emotional health, all of that should be taken care of while you're in a relationship. So you should always have those moments to yourself. If you want to go to the gym and better yourself, if you want to eat healthier, if you want to start journaling, if you want to start doing things without your partner that they might not like to do, and you just want that to yourself, you should be able to do it. But if you're not doing it, and then while you're in that relationship, you just complacent, you comfortable, the things that you want to do, you say you'll do them later, and you always put them off, and your partner doesn't encourage you to make it better. So after the relationship is done, automatically it always is, I'm going to focus on this, and I need to build my mental health. My kids is this and this. It's just like, you should have been doing that already.
I think that's one of relationships' biggest, like if there was a list of like top 10 like biggest lies in a breakup, that would be it. Oh, I just really want to focus on myself.
That'd be some bullshit, yo. That's all, because that's the first thing you see. Yo, I'm going to focus on myself. every relationship you need to focus on yourself.
Yes.
Every relationship.
That's why your relationship failed, because you focus on your partner more than yourself.
Yeah, I'm about to say, people get lost. A lot of times people get lost in their relationships that by them getting lost in a relationship, they get lost in themselves too. Mm-hmm. Like they're so in, like, especially if somebody hasn't been in a relationship in so long and they somebody comes along and they get this fairy tale relationship, everything going good. Even if everything ain't going good, everything's going better than they're used to it going, and they might get lost in that. And then next thing you know, time flies. You look up, y'all together for 2, 3, 4 years. You're like, damn, now you done, all them goals that you had, you done totally forgot about it because you so focused on, I gotta be this person in a relationship, that you might have pushed your goals to the side, or you might have pushed whatever you might have had something going on for yourself. I'm pushing this to the side. I'm gonna focus on my relationship. And next thing you know, you stagnant. The person in your relationship, that's when it comes down to the person in the relationship should be a bigger supporter. They should be the ones that should be able to tell you, like, yo, keep going after your goal, keep doing this, keep doing that. A lot of times people get in a relationship, and most of the time it's the man that says, nah, don't worry about that. I got you.
Yeah.
Sometimes women fall for the I got you nigga. Like, I got you. Like, don't worry about that. Yeah.
Fuck that nigga.
There's a lot of chicks, a lot of women in a relationship that fall for the I got you guy. They be like, I got you, don't worry about it. And then they be like, all right, well, they take a step back, and they want a little what you call it? They relax a little bit. Mm-hmm. Once you start relaxing, it only take one thing to start you relaxing. Now your whole mindset changes. When you relax and you get comfortable, that comfortability, that's when things start to change. And now you're like, oh man. That's why I think sometimes when people break up, they be like, oh, I gotta focus on me. Like, you wasn't focusing on nothing. Like, you was focusing on this man that said he got you. He gonna take care of everything that you need him to take care of, and that's that.
But set boundaries in your relationship early on. Like, set boundaries and set goals for your relationship as well for yourself. So if you have goals that you want to reach that has really nothing to do with your relationship, make sure you at least reach some of them goals, and then it'll make your relationship better because you have something of your own. I'm pretty sure y'all done seen the clips for Waiting to Exhale, and y'all done seen Bernadette, who was with that man for how many years, and he left her for a white woman after she helped him build his company, when he told her she had to wait for her success. Y'all like, get that, like, make sure you have something of your own. And I'm not saying, like, you want to bet it on your relationship not working out and you just want to make sure you got a foundation. You should already have one. Like, y'all are two people coming together. Y'all not brother and sister. Y'all didn't come out the same vagina. Y'all not there. Y'all are two individual people from two different backgrounds coming together in a relationship. So y'all should have already an individuality before you get together. If you let like a relationship, motherhood, being a father, being married, whatever the case may be, being a girlfriend or a boyfriend, if you let that become your whole persona, like, what else do you have?
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah. Don't get comfortable. Long story short, don't get comfortable when it comes to anything. Don't get comfortable when it comes to a job. Don't get too comfortable when it comes to a relationship. Don't get too comfortable, because the moment you get too comfortable, that's when shit start to get rocky. Mm-hmm. All right, so let me get this: a bum breeder, right? A bum breeder. So a lot of y'all gonna be like, "What's a bum breeder?" So let me give you an example. So signs that you're breeding a bum, pretty much. Signs that you're breeding a bum. So say you're in a relationship with somebody, you're stressing yourself trying to pay your bills. This is specifically for females, I guess, but it could probably go both ways. So you're
not probably.
Yeah, you're stressing yourself trying to pay your bills while your spouse is only working maybe 1 or 2 days a week and not doing anything else the other 5 days to bring in money. That's a sign that you might be breeding a bum, because you're not forcing them to get up. Speaking of comfortability, that's a sign right there. Like, if there's no way that as a woman you're in a relationship and you should be stressing by yourself and not with your partner. Like, if your partner's supposed to make things easier on you, especially when it comes to financial wise. I mean, listen, we all shit high out here.
Very much.
We gonna stress together.
There we go.
Your partner should not be putting extra pressure on you that you're not holding up your end of the bargain, because it's crazy. So basically, along the lines of it's a lot of women out here that are dealing with a lot of men, and they're not how would I say, they're treating them like their kid, pretty much. They're treating them like their kid. Like, you come home, you've been working all day, you come home, this nigga on the couch. He playing video games, the house ain't clean, he ain't even attempt to cook, he ain't even attempt to go buy food or nothing. You're breeding a bum. I mean, you are breeding a bum, because there's no way, as a man, you should be at home every day or every other day, not doing something productive, not doing something where you should be able to bring in some money.
Right.
It's a lot of ways out here you can bring in money.
Right.
Whether it's legal or illegal.
Okay, no, we're not gonna do that.
All right, not illegal, not illegal. No, but legally, it's a lot of ways that you can bring in money. It's a lot of food services out here. You can do DoorDash, the Ubers, the everything. It's a lot of ways where you, as a man, I feel as though there's not a day that goes past where you shouldn't be bringing in some type of money. I don't care if it's $50. You should just not be at home playing video games all day while your girl or whoever, they out just working their ass off, and then they come home and now they stressed out and you adding more stress to them. That's a major red flag. And it's a lot of women that's been in relationships with guys like that for probably years and years, and they just never said nothing because they were just, I want to avoid the argument. That right there, the avoid the argument thing, you're breeding a bum right there. if you can't tell your man or you can't tell your woman about herself, 9 times out of 10, you might need to leave that relationship, because that's never going to work. I don't care what they say. I don't care if y'all getting married. I don't care if y'all do whatever. If y'all want to have a kid, whatever comes along, like, especially if you don't have kids right now and they like this, don't fall for it. I'm telling you, don't fall for it, because you just going. Oh, I was going to ask something today. I was like, you just.
I didn't want to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, I mean, because I've done it. I did breed a bum. I guess breed a bum.
You was out here breeding a bum?
I breeded a bum for 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah. At first, I mean, he had a job. He was about his money and about his kid, and that was, that. And then after that, lost his job, and it was just like, I can't tell you particularly why. I thought it was a love thing, then I thought it was a karma thing, and I was just like, I mean, I might as well deal with it, whatever the case may be. That was at I would say a low point. Then you realize this is bullshit. Right. So it's just like, I wouldn't say it's a because guys do it too. They have females, that don't want to do much or whatever case may be, or don't have I wouldn't say a hustle mentality. They just don't have any like goals that they want to reach, so they're complacent at where they're at. Like, they don't want to, if they work in, I don't know, a menial job or whatever case may be, and you need help, but they don't want to come out of that job. They don't want to do more. Like, it happens on both sides of the spectrum. Like, it's not just women out here doing it. There are a lot of women that are doing it and have done it. But there's men that's, breeding a bum too as well, but it's just like, you have to, get yourself to that point where it's just like, I don't want to struggle by myself. It's like being in a relationship alone. Like, why am I struggling by myself and you're here? Like, what else are you helping around the fucking house? What else are you doing? And I'm not going to say, what are you bringing to the table, because I'm tired of that conversation. It's just, what the fuck are you doing? Like, we both living in this household. The bills come all throughout the fucking month or whatever the case may be, and you're not helping, and I'm telling you that, well, this is about to get cut off, or we're struggling with this, and you're just like, oh, well, babe, I know you'll take care of it. Huh?
Yeah. Another sign.
Bitch, what?
Bring the bum.
No, it's not, I know you'll take care of it, or I know you got it, or, you're strong, you always get through it. Or, no.
Or they get you with the, I'll give you my half. And they half ain't adding up to the half that it's supposed to be.
Your half is not halving, because you gave me a quarter of it, and I don't know what this is, or I get it to you in 2 weeks. And it's
or they're taking money that was supposed to be for bills or something out of whatever account y'all got.
Child, oh no,
that's it. That's a sign you breeding the bum. When they money they supposed to give you toward the rent, they spent it for something else. Oh man,
I feel like if you breeding or dating the bum, it kind of make you a bum too.
Yeah, you fall under the same category, because you see it. You see what's happening. They keep giving you the excuse on why they can't instead of why they can.
Yeah, I mean, just you gotta get yourself to the point where you no longer accept it. People that's just what I did. I got out of the relationship. The pandemic hit. I was like, all right, cool. I got myself together. Now I have a foundation. I had a foundation, because fuck that. But I have a solid foundation to where it's not like I'm not depending on you, but I'm also not just dealing with any fucking thing as well. Like, you better come with your shit.
Right. Sometimes we spoke on this before, but a lot of people sometimes get stuck in relationships. Like, they've been with somebody so long, so they done bred this bum so long that this is a full grown. You know what I'm saying? It's a full grown human now. So now they don't want to. What's crazy though? A lot of bums, be the ones that have they be the narcissist. A lot of them be narcissistic.
Yeah, gaslight the shit out of you. Child, it happens.
Oh, I'm trying to get a job, or I'm doing this, I'm
you
doing
don't
that.
understand.
Exactly. They tell you all of this, and the bum breeder, they don't want to deal with. They don't want to deal with the argument. They don't want to deal with the they know how they going is and all this stuff. No, fuck that. Fuck that. Like, you gotta figure some shit out. Don't be a bum breeder out here, please. You know what I'm saying, get it together. Don't be a bum breeder. Get it together.
Don't let them get you stuck.
Yeah, because you'll get stuck. You'll get stuck. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of women that's looking at this right now like, damn, I am breeding a bum. But they overlooking everything else. They like, oh no, but no, don't overlook it. Stop overlooking 2023. We not overlooking shit. We looking it dead in the face. Like, we not overlooking all of the bullshit. No, we right on.
And that's on period.
All right, let me get this. Coping with outgrowing friendships. How do you cope with outgrowing friendships? Especially, I think the older you get, it's a little not harder. Well, it's probably a little easier to outgrow certain shit when you get older. Like, you never, like, when you was younger, coming up, and you used to hear the adults say, they be like, oh, I'm just tired of this shit. I'm can't no longer deal with this shit. You never really knew what it meant. Now you get older, you be like, I understand now. Like, you don't want to be bothered. When you hit a certain age, you start outgrowing certain shit. You start outgrowing certain people, and it might not be necessarily nothing they did, but you see, like, what's it? How long has it been since I graduated high school? It's been going 13 years since I graduated high school now.
Keep that to yourself.
Yeah, 13. Yeah, I know, right?
Shit
crazy. Shit crazy, ain't it, right?
Bro. That is negative energy. Keep that to yourself.
Shit crazy. Dang, coming up with a whole 20-year anniversary. Dang, that shit crazy. No, but you figure how long Instagram been around, what?
Stop trying to go down a timeline of how long something
But just think about it, though. Just think about the amount of people you might follow on Instagram or follow on social media that you've been following for all these years. And every year it's been, I'm going to be a new person. This is my year. New person. This is my year. How long they been saying this? It's a whole nother year right now. It's 2023 right now. It's a whole nother year. How many people say this is going to be the year? It's going to be about me. And then 2024 come around, it's going to be the same shit. After a while, you get tired of certain people. You get tired of being around certain energies. You get tired of being around certain bullshit. Pretty much, you be like, yo, we're not doing this. Like, it's the haves and the have-nots. You gonna do it, or you're not gonna do it. Let's stop talking and start putting action behind the words.
I mean, that's true too. I would say this: if you are outgrowing a friendship, sometimes it happens a lot, especially when you have friends that you've been friends with since you were kids, and y'all kind of like went through those adolescent years together, and y'all kind of hit y'all adult years, and it may have like sloped a little bit. Y'all might not hang out as much, but they're still around. They're still your solid friend group. But then eventually y'all goals start changing. When they become an adult, maybe things about themselves, maybe they're like, I wouldn't say like changing their personality, but they're kind of like switching, who they actually want to be. And it's not saying like they're starting to be fake or whatever case. They just want a different outcome. So they're kind of switching who they are. Right. And, you might not understand it. You might not like it. So it's kind of like, that happens. And I think people should just be honest with themselves and just say like, maybe I'm just outgrowing this friendship and it's okay. It is, but nobody wants to deal with that, that part, because it's just like, you've been my friend for so long, especially if it's a best friend, and you just like, you've been my best friend for so long, and now all of a sudden when we're getting into our prime ages, I can't stand you. I don't want to be around you. And it's just like, damn, like, I don't want that to happen. So you stay, in that relationship, but then little shit starts to tick you off or bother you. And then it's just like, now, instead of you just taking it for what it was when it started to happen, now it's going to prolong. And when the smallest thing can tick you off, it's going to be a big ass blowout. And now y'all can't talk to each other at all no more. So it's just like, when you outgrow a friendship, that's not saying you cutting that person completely off or they go completely away. It's just saying like, maybe we're not as close, and that's okay. Like, we can still talk, we can conversate, we may go out here and there, but I won't feel like obligated to try to keep this friendship going when I know it's not doing it for me anymore. Right.
Does distance work? Like, when you distance yourself from people, do you think some people notice the distance? I think sometimes people don't even,
if they don't notice,
not necessarily always notice the distance.
If they don't really notice the distance, maybe they already started their progression from you already. Yeah. And you didn't notice the distance.
Oh yeah, it could have been that too.
So now that you started distance yourself, they already started their transition, and you're starting yours, and you're wondering like why they don't notice or why does it seem as like it's so easy. That's because they already started the transition.
What would you tell the person that they're outgrowing their friend, but they don't want to feel like the bad guy for outgrowing them? Like they're outgrowing them. They don't know exactly why they're outgrowing them, but they know that it's just something that's just like I gotta move on to something else.
I would say don't be a bitch about it. Like
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Don't be. I'm sorry. Or I'm not sorry. Don't be a bitch about it. Don't be rude about it. Like if you feel as though you're outgrowing a friendship, like don't start to pick at that person or like pick fights or like start dumb or like say little sarcastic shit or smart shit. Like don't start to do that. If you feel as though you're outgrowing the friendship, you can't particularly talk to somebody about outgrowing a friendship sometimes because y'all may not be on the same level of understanding, and they may feel a closer knit to the friendship than you do at the moment. So it's gonna come off. It's no nice way you can actually put it when you're doing it, and it's gonna hurt their feelings, and so it's gonna wind up being like a problem either way. So I would say it's best to just like distance yourself in a smoother way. It's just like maybe you're not hitting them up as much or whatever, maybe they're not your first go-to when you want to go out and stuff like that. It's just there's no really easy way to do it, but distance I think is like the safest way. But just don't be a bitch about it. Like don't block them, don't start unfollowing them on social media, don't start like automatically calling somebody else your best friend when they still think they're your like don't start doing like people do that super shit. Especially this is women. Women especially do that shit, and I don't give a fuck if y'all don't like it or not. But I see a lot of women do that, and it's just like if you outgrew a friendship, it's perfectly fine, it's okay. But when you start to be a bitch to that person, and they don't understand why, because obviously you can't talk about it to them, and then you start acting weird on the back end. It's just like you didn't need to do all that. Like you're an adult, even if you're not a fucking adult and you're a teenager. I'm not talking to the young crowd. I'm talking to like 18, 19, and then we go on over, because y'all are old enough to understand how friendships work, how relationships kind of work. So if you outgrowing that person, it's perfectly fine. But once you start to be like a dick to them, that's like, why are you being weird?
Why you being weird to them?
Like, why you being weird? Like, just do what you gotta do, and it's fine. It's perfectly fine. Like, I've seen maybe a couple friendships that I've had that maybe they're not as strong as they used to be, and it's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna ill talk none of these people because of the simple fact that I don't have bad blood with them. It's just the simple fact that you might see that y'all outgrowing and y'all not on the same path, and it's perfectly fine. You're not their go-to anymore, or not as much as you were. It's perfectly okay. But if I started seeing somebody be a dick to me, oh yeah, now I want to ask you about it, because what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah, some people don't know how to go about handling certain situations. That's the problem. Like they'll rather flip it all on you, pretty much. Like, all right, well, fuck you then. Because some people wouldn't know how to handle that. Like you tell them, like, listen, I'm kind of outgrowing you, da 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 da. They probably will look at you like, what? Oh, you acting? They probably. If they're a good friend, they shouldn't be able to. They shouldn't act that way. But you never know how people gonna react nowadays when it comes to shit like that.
Friendships are like relationships. They take time and effort and patience and whatnot. And communication is key, because they really kind of like they extended cousins technically. They your friends that are technically your family. So I would consider them extended cousins. But based off experience, I have seen where they will. I feel like people who have those issues within the friendship, they'll start acting as if they're in a relationship. Like damn, like they'll start moving funny. Of course, like Ash said, and start doing certain things, and there's no proper way to go about it. You could distance yourself as much as you want, but that person is still going to carry it as if like you done hurt them to the core.
While we on this this subject, when it comes to women and y'all girls trip, right? Why? Because why do women get so how would I put this? Y'all get real angry like if the same effort, like, all right, when it comes to like, say if y'all going on a girls trip, right? And then it's about to come around, you know what I'm saying? This person got to pay, this person pay, and nobody pay except for like one or two people. when that person, fast forward, that person birthday come around, y'all will hold on to that shit forever. Y'all will not.
What are you saying they didn't pay? Like y'all going on a girl trip?
Like say you had a girl trip that was planned or something. You told all your girlfriends about it, all right, and only probably 2. Say you had 6. Say you had 6 girlfriends. Only 2 out of the 6 paid, right? Okay. And end up going with you. So it was only 2. Now it's not a girl trip. It's just you and you.
It's still a girl trip.
Right. It still is, but it's 2 of y'all.
6. Okay.
Fast forward, one of the 4 girls that didn't pay, they have something coming up down the line. Y'all will hold on to that, them not paying, going on that girl trip for the longest.
I got you.
Go ahead.
I got you. Okay. So if you plan a girl trip with 6 of your closest girlfriends, more than likely it's your closest girlfriends because you don't want to go on a trip with just anybody or whatever. You don't want to go on a trip with somebody that you know for more than a day you can't stand being around them. So if you plan a girl trip for 6 of your friends, and I would say this, if you plan it in enough time, because that is the key thing, in enough time, and you say like, hey, I want to do this, that, and the third, and if when you send that initial message, right, if the responses are like, yeah, I'm going, or like, and then somebody saying like, oh, I have to see, I have something planned, or like maybe their parents, they have kids, oh, I'm taking the kids to such and such, I may not be able to make it. So you kind of fill out right there how that trip is gonna go. Now, if you plan it in enough time, and then you send that message, say, I'm planning this, that, and the third, this is the dates, this is the hotel we want to go to. And you know, these are the flights that I found. And then everybody in that message is like, yeah, I'm going. Let me put my time in at work. All the messages is just like, yes, let's go. We're gonna do it. And everybody is like, you know, giving like, you know, them answers. And then it comes around time when y'all supposed to make y'all deposit. And it's just like, oh, well, something came up and I can't do it. Or I didn't know it was gonna be this soon. I thought I was gonna have the money by then, but I don't have it. Is there any way we can extend the due date? You know, maybe you can extend the due date. Let's go with that scenario. You can extend the due date.
Right.
So now you can extend the due date for when your deposit is supposed to be made. Okay. All right. Now it comes to that. So this is the second round. This is the fucking second round. And now it's just like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna be able to make it. Because I wanted to do this and I want to do this and the third for my birthday, and if I go on this trip, I'm not gonna have the money to do that.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, so if that happens and you gave it enough time, you planned the trip, and everybody was initially great with it, and then all of a sudden they just start dropping like flies as you get closer to having to start to pay for it, and now you only got like 2 or 3 girlfriends going with you, and then when the other 2 girlfriends, when their birthday rolls around and they want to do X, Y, and Z. Now this depends on your friendship as well, because if they didn't go on a trip but you don't hold any like, you know, any anger towards them about it, and then when their birthday comes around, you know, you willing to participate. Right. It depends on how they act if you cannot participate in their birthday.
Oh, so it's based on their actions?
It's based on their actions. So say if they plan something, they can just plan a dinner, and maybe you got to work that day, or maybe you got a trip planned with your man, or whatever case may be. You're already doing something. It's just like, oh, I can't make it. Right. Now, depending on what type of chick she is, if she understands, she understands. But then some of them will be like, oh, that's fucked up. You know, my birthday was coming around. Why was you playing something during this time? And I mean,
on that same subject, women, when it come to y'all birthdays and people not showing up, y'all get real particular when it come to shit like that. Like especially, I understand though, especially if y'all invited somebody and then they didn't come, but they're constantly watching your stories and watching everything you're doing.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I'm super petty like that too. Right I know who said happy birthday, who didn't say happy birthday.
I know who celebrated, who didn't celebrate. Like it's not even the gifts or whatever case may be. But we're becoming adults. We should start giving gifts for birthdays. I think that's a thing. But
yeah, you might be right about that.
I covered your dinner tab. You
But if I plan my birthday or whatever case may be, especially if it's like, you know, your core group of friends, if I plan it, like, y'all know our birthdays is the same time every fucking year. Like, y'all know who birthday falls when, y'all know what month ain't got no birthdays, you can recuperate, you know what month has all the birthdays. So if I participated in all your shit, if all your birthdays and everything like that, and then when mine's come around, it's like real scarce. Oh, okay.
Y'all remember that?
That's
Don't
fine.
call me. Chicks be right on Instagram.
I
I just think y'all weird. Thanks to her. Yo, y'all petty as shit though, cause y'all go on Instagram. Y'all thank everybody. Thanks to everybody that came out. I had a good time. Yada yada yada. And then everybody didn't come. Fuck y'all. Y'all some weirdos. Like, I knew y'all Ben was hating on me.
And it's just like you don't. And I won't even be that petty to be like, oh, I'm not participating in your birthday. It's just I'm not gonna go above and beyond for your shit anymore. Like at all, like I'm not gonna do it because if you didn't take the time out to at least participate, especially if it's I'm not going above and beyond.
If it's a milestone birthday too, oh man, somebody turning 30, somebody turning 40, somebody turning 50.
I gave my friends that talk already. I turn 30 next year. Why? If this 30th birthday turns out any way than I expected, that's fine.
Oh shit.
2024, don't look for me. Don't look for me at all. Don't look for me. I'm not coming. I don't care.
She said, I ain't coming, none of that.
I'll be a lonely motherfucker. I'm not coming.
I know the women get real
because it's a birthday.
Y'all do not fuck around when it comes to shit like that at all.
Your birthday is literally a day about you. I don't give a fuck if it's 20 people with that same birthday. It's your day. It's your day right now. I don't care if you share it with your child. It's still your day. Mm-hmm. So if I'm telling you to participate.
Shit, some chicks, they get cracked. They do the whole month. Like, oh, this my birthday month start right now. I'm like, God damn, you ain't show for none of them 30 days with her for your girlfriend's birthday? Oh, you petty as shit. Yeah, you go ahead and hang that up.
Hang that up, sis.
Oh man, let me get this. Speaking of vacation, let's give me this vacation scenario. I don't know if you've seen it. So it says the woman, she was on a vacation with her man, and she called her friend and asked her to cash app her money. What would you do in that scenario?
What the fuck is going on?
What would your thoughts be in that scenario?
What's going on? Why you asking? Why you cash?
She's literally on a vacation with her dude, and she calling you, asking for money. Mm-hmm. That's wild.
You went on vacation unprepared.
That's a wild ass scenario though. Mm-hmm. Like, why was you on vacation, number one? You couldn't even afford it.
I had money to get there and get back.
That was it. They just had the money for the flight.
And the
hotel.
And then they took them incidentals and they ain't even got no money. Prepare for y'all incidentals. Some people don't do that. And I don't understand why not. Like, prepare, just have an extra $300 prepared for a fucking incidental fee. I don't understand why nobody does that.
They had another thing, too, talking about friends. They said, my friend can ask up to, he said, what did it say? It said, my friend limit for asking for money was $500. So like
at one time? Or
that's it. No, at one time, $500. Anything over $500, you on your own. Like you ask for me anything up to $500. That's their friend money limit when it comes to that.
That's a good friend.
Because most people ain't gonna give you. Most people ain't gonna try to give you $40.
My cap is $30. This is what you got. Like
it's all I got for you. I get you some food. You know what I'm saying? Get you a 2 for 22 or something.
Now they just do 2 for 22.
I don't know. It's 2 for 22 now. I think. No, fucking I don't know what that be. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's 2 for 22.
Yeah, it's 2 for 22 now.
That would be still got good liquor. Well, good drinks. I'm not gonna say good liquor.
That's what keeps them open. The drinks. All right, so it says, let me get this cool. Your ego will have you thinking a man can't leave you alone. Whole time you just his favorite dummy. So
yo, why somebody asked me the other day, they was like, yo, am I your favorite dummy?
Nah,
I know you fucking lying.
She probably saw that.
I'm crying.
Not
that.
I saw that. Your favorite dummy? I mean, that's true.
All right, because sometimes the woman ego be so high up there. Some women's egos be up here, and sometimes I think niggas just need to humble some of these chicks, bring them back down here a level. Like, look, you not that. Like you not that weak. Most men know. most men know that is that one chick that they could just like the chick might be mad at you, curse you out, all that. You hit the chick up. You coming through? Oh yeah, I'm coming through. All right, cool. It's just another dipsy chick. Most men got a chick like that. That's just dipsy.
Is she actually dipsy?
Not dipsy, but you can just whatever.
Being somebody's biggest dummy is I can do whatever I want, say what I want, move how I want,
and
I still can spin a block whenever I want.
Exactly.
That's being somebody's biggest dummy. You knowing that you a dummy, and I can do whatever I want. I could go get a girlfriend, come back, and you still gonna be my favorite dummy. I can go on a vacation, come back, fuck, and you still gonna be my biggest dummy.
That's considered a side chick at that point.
No, it ain't.
You just Listen.
A side chick, no.
That's not being a dummy.
Side chick is not the biggest.
Oh well, you're not dummy because you know what the fuck's going on. So technically,
you.
I mean,
that's a real close line to cross when you go and differentiate between the biggest dummy and
like
a side
I said, the
chick.
ego.
The side chick knows what's going on too.
The ego.
And the biggest dummy does.
The favorite dummy knows what's going on too, but they just probably doing what they doing. They just know.
Side chick may have a little bit of a few boundaries more than the biggest dummy would. The biggest dummy is just like
what boundaries would a side chick have?
Mm-hmm.
How you got boundaries as a side chick? That sounds crazy.
Not fucking with nobody else.
Yeah.
All right, I get
not
it.
Getting nobody pregnant.
Mm-hmm. I could be your side chick, but you can't have another side chick. All right, that makes sense. It's me
when you,
and your girl.
Like,
that's it.
When you with me, you shouldn't be like on your phone talking to no other chick. Like it's just, I don't know. It's just certain things that they're not gonna say. They say that you can't do when you with them. Like when you with me, you with me, and then like your biggest dummy is just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, do you?
The biggest dummy, the favorite dummy. All right, it says niggas with money see women niggas with money see who women really are. Broke niggas can only afford to see who she pretends to be.
No.
Do you agree?
Nope.
Why not?
Because just because you got money don't mean automatically you're gonna see her for who she is.
Just what? If he broke, he going trying to do anything he can to. He might not even know that you just as broke as him. You could be just as broke. Y'all could be just two broke motherfuckers, but the whole time y'all both put on a facade.
What? How is it a facade? Like how you?
A broke person would notice another broke person.
What type of brokers we talking? Like, am I broke but I'm smart with my money, or am I broke and I just be out here balling when I know I don't have it?
I guess it depends.
That's it's levels, but that's keep the levels. You keep it at a minimum. You got if I feel like you see somebody real, like their actual personality when you take money outside of the equation, even though it's there, because you'll see a lot of like, damn, bro, this really how you is as a person, because you can see people who they are without money as compared to how they is when they got money. You got a nigga that got money, and you got the chick who kind of like just, she ain't got no motivation to her. She not charismatic. You know what I'm saying? It's not about having the money, but you can see a nigga be like, bro, like you not making sense to me. Like, and then I would feel like I'm just changing you as a person if I try to put you on the money. But if it's all about the money, then you have no personality to you. You're not nurturing. You're not, shit like that.
It's literally just the money. That's it. That's all.
Well, I mean, yeah, but if you got a man, like, a lot of men show who they are when they broke or don't have money, when they broke or have money, because a lot of times that's what you leading with.
A lot of men, but there's also a lot of men that have no money and just had to give the gab, and they could just, like I said, like we always say, they could just talk. You might think he's a baller, he got this or that the whole time. I mean, he got nothing, but guess what? You can't tell him that, and you would never know. He'd talk, or he could have money and he might not even allow with your money or nothing. You might think he's just a bum.
But it's a
whole time.
It's your mentality too. If you got a female, like it be females that are just as broke, or whatever case may be, but they know how to make sure you don't know that they broke. Or it's females that have money and you would think that they broke because they don't want you to know that they got money.
It'd be a lot of females that be broke. I think sometimes we overlook that. It's always the broke ass niggas. No, it'd be a lot of chicks that don't have no money out here. That shit be looking good. On camera, that shit look good. Off camera, he be like, yo, she ain't got no fucking money at all. She got all this shit looking good on camera. Off camera, she's struggling. She got to talk to 30, 40 niggas just trying to...
Well, who financing her?
Somebody financing. Multiple people financing.
Talk to your niggas.
She might got a sugar daddy.
Why they financing her if she broke?
Why? You said what?
Why are they financing her if she's broke? Why are they doing for her?
They must be getting something out of it.
It's a trophy. Niggas who finance women just want trophies.
Yeah. Explain. They could be, yeah.
Well, it's just like, I feel like it's more on the Caucasian side of the, spectrum, where you have people who like are already super successful or grew up in family, grew up with money or whatever. The way they're raised is, hey, get you a trophy wife. Or get you a wife that look good with XYZ type shit. Whole time on the back end, they dealing with all types of goofy shit, getting their ass beat, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. But white women marry up and black women marry to whoever they can marry. And if you get lucky, if you a trophy, like if you find a nigga that got money, and that's the situation.
Yeah, that could be true. Plus, a lot of dudes be a lot of dudes be controlling too. They be controlling behind that money. I'm gonna buy you this. See, the right woman to get the right shit out of you. See, some of these chicks, they be out here trying to get bags, all this shit. A lot of these chicks, they be getting salons and they be getting businesses. Yeah, they be tricking wrong. They be tricking for the wrong shit. A lot of these chicks be having all types of real estates and everything. Yeah, like, they be tricking for you tricking for a bag. Like, why you tricking for a car?
I'm not tricking for a Birkin.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't tricking for no properties. You thought you was the shit.
I want you to ride down one street and every multi-unit property that you see, I own it. That's
the highest form.
What I wanna, that's what I want. And like how they got like how people saying like, you know, about like Young Miami and Diddy. And it's just like, why are y'all so upset at Carisha? Why y'all so upset at her? And it's just like, oh, you know, she's Diddy's beard and this, that, and the third. Why she ain't listen to Cassie? Cassie out of that, and, you know,
they're not even on the same type time.
Cassie was in an actual like relationship with Diddy. Whatever, we didn't know the ins and out of their shit. Like Diddy and you know, Young Miami put their shit out there for all of us to see that this is what it is. If she gets an allowance, she gets an allowance. If she gets the perks of it, she gets the perks of it. But she still has her own. She's still a city girl. She still has a show. It's just like whatever she want to do with Diddy, she can do with fucking Diddy.
She might scale back that city girl thing though. She look a little moist. Out here.
She's still a city girl. She's still a part of the fucking group. How are you gonna take it away?
Yeah, the group. Yeah. Oh, shout out Yo Gotti too. That's how you manifest stuff in air right there, Gotti. My man. Shout out to Gotti, man. Gotti put that shit in the song however many years ago. Go down to the DM. He said, I want an Angela Simmons.
Well, I hope it lasts, because just because you get something don't mean you gonna actually like it.
I bet his mom.
Yeah, Gotti a real nigga. Gotti a real. It's a rap. Gotti a real nigga for real. Come on, man. He manifest. You talking about manifestation? That's how you. That's manifest that all these years later. Shout out Gotti. All right, last one. Let's talk about this Meg and Tory case real quick.
Oh man.
To wrap up the show. So what's your thoughts on everything? Now that everything's been taken care of. Well, he hasn't been sentenced yet, but he's been convicted on everything. After the conviction and everything, some phone calls got leaked, surprisingly. Which I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they played that in court and everything.
They did.
So, what's your thoughts on all of this? Now that it's finally pretty much over.
I don't follow so many people because of this case. You know what? Everybody has a right to their opinion, but some of y'all were trying to throw out conspiracy theories, and some of y'all were just saying like, "Oh, it's just another black man that y'all trying to pin down," and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, nobody is after Tory Lanez. I just want y'all to be honest. Half of y'all don't know shit about Tory Lanez, but y'all were going so hard to make it seem like he was innocent. And I don't understand why. Like, y'all don't know too much about this man, but y'all were so hard. Y'all were going so hard to say he was innocent. He didn't deserve this. He was this and the third. Like, look at this. He's a good father. Like, why would he bring his son to that trial?
It's crazy because a lot of... He can still be a good father, but it's a lot of when it comes to celebrity shit. A lot of people overlook shit when it comes to celebrities until it affects them, or until there's like some extra gruesome shit, which is even crazy because even to this point with the Tory Lanez thing, people still was overlooking that because they's like, oh, my favorite artist. They only look at it as the artist part of things. People get so connected to certain artists that they only look at the artist part of the thing. They do not care about nothing else outside of that. So when somebody comes along and tries to attack a certain artist, that's all they see is that this artist is being attacked, and this person has to be lying and this and that.
I never understood, like, what would Megan have to lie for? Like, she had way more to lose than he did. Way more. I'm not understanding. Why would she lie? Why would she lie about something like that? And for everybody that's saying she did lie, she lied on television when she sat down with Gail and said she didn't sleep with that man. That's perfectly fine. But y'all put her entire sexuality on trial when at the end of the day, she didn't press charges against him. The state did. She didn't take him to court. The state did. All the charges that were filed against him he's guilty of were because they were proven. It was evidence. I'm not understanding. What the fuck was y'all seeing?
So I think from a perspective of like us like media putting stuff out there compared to like what's kind of really happening, depending on who's putting out really what is a viewer is seeing it as like everything is like, damn, it's gonna go to a mistrial because of certain evidence or certain things is not making sense. You got witnesses saying one thing, another witness saying this. You got a witness that made sense of what probably happened, but the jury didn't really go with that witness statement. It's kind of like, what's really going on? Why would Meg and Kelsey lie about certain things? It's like everything is just like, for what at that point? But a lot of people don't know that it's Megan didn't take it to trial, the state did. So, but all in a nutshell, Tory should just gotta understand. He at that point, yeah. At that point, bro, you wanted to try to be like no snitch, no say nothing. Oh, this shit's gonna just go on.
If you got 20 years, you got 20 years.
Just said something.
He was the one that antagonized her in the beginning. We would have never known if he didn't come out and put a whole album out antagonizing. We would have never known that. She lied to the police and said she didn't even get shot. Like, if she was keeping that under wraps and nobody would have known about it, it just would have been another thing that would have just been like, we probably would have found out about it later down the line. But it would have been like, well, now we got to prove this. Now we got to find witnesses for it.
The whole situation is just sad though, because they had showed the clip back when it was 2020, quarantine was going on, and she was on a live and everything. So this whole shit escalated quickly. Shit sad though, man.
I do believe Kelsey was a part of the shooting.
She definitely, I think she had something to do with it too. I think they always keep it being with you. They always drunk. I don't even think I don't think none of them even remember what happened. Honestly, they all were just so fucking. I think it makes it seem like they all were so drunk. Obviously, you remember you get shot.
I believe they all remember what happened, but it's just some parts that's gonna be not. It's gonna be like when the guy talked about the fight between, like when the witness that I think the defense called, that the guy that saw everything out of his window. When he's the one that actually said,
was this on the street? Like, where did this happen? It was in the middle of the street.
How
was there no cameras?
In the neighborhood.
I can't walk outside without being
on somebody. It's the gunshots is heard on somebody's ring camera.
I know, but the actual incident.
No.
That's crazy. You can't even walk outside right here and freaking not be on 10 cameras. That's the crazy part.
But that witness that they called was supposed to be like a nutshell for the defense, and it wasn't, because he actually put the gun in. They said he put the gun in Kelsey and Tory's hands.
Yeah, he said it was a guy.
Whatever case, but he said Kelsey only shot once.
We will never know what happened.
And then he said they were fighting, that they were all jumping Meg. So we didn't hear that part either.
It's a lot going on. Kelsey is snake too.
That's long
story
short. She be in jail too.
She's snake too. I mean, she probably got paid off, got a little bit.
She got immunity.
Yeah, exactly.
That immunity doesn't bar her from actually going to jail though.
That shit crazy. But long story short, the case is solved, and then I guess
the case is solved.
He'll get not solved, but the case is closed. It's not solved. The case is closed. I mean, hey, you're gonna have your opinion on what you think, but hey, ultimately, those jurors, they decided that they heard all of their testimonies. They heard everything. We only heard what people wanted us to hear.
It was a court reporter.
Exactly.
And nobody was listening to her. Y'all was listening to the Shade Room and Hollywood Unlocked and all them. Like, be fucking for real.
Yeah, we heard everything, but hey, man. Like we always say, man, common sense ain't always common. So put a little bit more smarts in the world. If you need gear, our new hoodies are out now. Here we go.
It's a little light.
It's there. Let's make sense of it podcast.com. Let's make sense of it podcast.com.
Hit the link.
Make sure you hit the link. You can also hit the link for Love Jones Wine. Make sure you get some Love Jones Wine. Use the promo code SENSE. Use the promo code SENSE, SENSE. That is our discount code, so make sure you use that. And on that note, it's the boy Vance.
And I'm in.
Holla at y'all.
Make it, baby. Make it make sense. Come on, make it make sense. Come on, make it, baby. Make it make sense. Come on, make it.